A Glass Art Guide. Chapter 1. Glass Blowing, Glass Etching and Glass Sculpture. Glass Etching Business. Glass etching is the application of lettering, monograms or designs on glass. Custom etch glassware for individuals and to order for retail stores. Offer monograms, town or company logo, family crest, art designs, or scenery. Glass etching is accomplished by covering the glass with a pattern, then, with the aid of a special machine, blowing sand against the surface. Wherever the glass is not protected, it becomes etched as the sand repeatedly strikes and pits the surface. This procedure contrasts with the old metal etching techniques where the surface was covered with wax or resin, a design scratched into it and the material immersed into acid. Examples of etched glass products are monogrammed glassware, keychains, lettered windows, designed mirrors and numbers or letters applied as identification marks. Most glass etching today is by the sandblasting method. Two other methods are acid cream and engraving. In the sandblasting method, a special type of sand is held in a funnel-like holder where a blast of air is forced through it, creating a miniature sandstorm. The area to be etched is covered with a stencil made of a material like masking tape in which the design has been cut out. When the sand is blown against the piece, the masking tape protects areas that are to stay smooth and allows the sand to pit the glass through the stencil openings. When the stencil is removed, the etched design remains. You can buy ready-made etching stencil designs and letter stencils or cut out your own. Gift and hardware stores are prospective wholesale customers for the etched glassware. A sandblasting machine, some glass, a stencil, and a good working area plus some practice is what you need to get started. The equipment should not be set up inside the house because there is usually a good deal of dust. Unless you are familiar with sandblasting, contact several suppliers to get the best deal equipment and supplies, then try your hand at etching some inexpensive items until you learn to produce quality products. Save some of your better pieces for samples to post up online as your portfolio of work. Another form of glass etching is actually engraving, where the operator imprints the pattern or design on glass with a high-speed drill and a fine, hardened steel bit. The drill can either be used freehand with the aid of a stencil guide or to trace over an applied design. The glass etching technique is becoming popular in the auto industry, where designs are etched into the glass to beautify and individualize. One use is engraving the engine or frame number or owner's driver license number on both the front and back windshields as a police identification tool. Thieves don't like to steal these vehicles because they must replace the glass. Acid etching is the old-fashioned way and is now considered more of an artist's medium, even though it can be used for virtually any application. It is generally slower and a little more dangerous because of the corrosive chemicals. Generally, the glass surface is covered with wax or resin and the design traced or scratched on with a stylus. The procedure is a little like carving a linoleum block. Once the design is finished and creamed to prevent running, acid is applied and left for the prescribed time. When ready, the acid is wiped off carefully to avoid damage to the rest of the design surrounding or applicator. Even though acid etching has disadvantages, it can produce striking results in detail and interesting effects. Most custom glass etching is priced on a letter or design basis, how many and what size letters are to be applied, plus the number of pieces. Whether the letter is sandblasted, engraved or acidized, it takes more time and materials to do big letter than a small. In a shop, you would have a few samples of available alphabets and logos, plus catalogs of additional patterns that could be ordered. Custom stencils would, of course, be extra whether you made them or special ordered them from companies that support the industry. Glass blowing info product websites / glass art info product websites. ecu.edu/glassblowing/gb.hdm, glassblowing techniques. cmog.org, Corning Museum of Glass. cindystallnaker.com, Cindy Stallnaker, Fused Glass and Beads. American Cut Glass Association. cutglass.org. torchlife.us, glass blowing. glassfacts.info. great-glass.co.uk/glassnots/glass.hdm, glass glossary of terms. ecu.edu/glassblowing, glass resource on glass. glasart.org, Glass Art Society. warmglass.com/basic.htm, glass types and forms. Some glass art artists. Bandon glasart.com, Art Glass Studio, Bandon Glass Art. matrixdesign.com.au, Glass Design Studio. petergreenwood.com, Hand Blown Art Glass. 1178designs.com, Glass and Stained Glass Decorative Objects. Glasspiece.com, Glass Piece Jewelry Gallery. ivolil.com, Ivolil Glass. lunaangelica.com, Luna Angelica Glass Sculpture and Wearable Art. artweshop.com, Murano Glass. onlineglass.net, onlineglass.net. gandelmanglass.com, Roger Gandelman Art Glass, Stained Glass Decorative Objects and Glass. stainedglassphotography.com, Stained Glass Photography. angelfire.com/mi/artglass/index.html, Stargazer Studio Creative Designs in Art Glass. hadeland-glassverk.no, Glass Blowing Factory, Jevnaker. artbysaya.com, artofvenice.com, n10manglass.com, zansouci.com/etched-glass/piece-types/doors, categories. headchangearts.com. Chapter 2. A Glass Crafts Guide at Cali. glassarts@cali.org/en/arts/crafts/glass. Subcategories. Architectural, blowing, etching, fused, lampworking, neon, painting, paperweights, stained, arts, visual arts, sculpture, sculptors, glass, business materials, crystal and glass, recreation, collecting, glassware, art, glass, shopping, crafts, glass. wardlepublications.com, Wardle Publications. warmglass.com, Warm Glass. Glass sculpture websites at cali.org/en/arts/visual_arts/sculpture/sculptors/glass. 2400f.com, Mortera, Michael, and Misato. alexanagnosto.com, Anagnosto, Alex. amandalawrenceglass.com, Lawrence, Amanda. antoine-leperlier.com, Leperlier, Antoine. benroth.com, Jeff Benroth Glass. bachrosh.com, Bachrosh Studio. carolmilne.com, Milne, Carol. chihuly.com, Chihuly, Dale. dantemariani.com, Mariani, Dante. davidruth.com, Ruth, David. deanzabek.com, Sabek, Deanne. dehananajones.com, Jones, Dehana. dorothyhafner.com, Hafner, Dorothy. dugreenier.com, Dugreenier, Robert. dugrenier.com %2f. eggertglass.com, Eggert, Dale, and Kathleen. ellenchristofferson.com, Christofferson, Ellen. fallacystudios.com, Fallacy, David. fenestra-ateliers.biz, Fenestra Ateliers. fezar.net, Fizzer, Merak. gallery.cz. georgebuckshuet.com, Bucket, George. johnnypoetti.ch, Poretti, Johnny. greenhalgeglass.co.uk, Greenhalgh, Daryl, and Joy. Gundy.com, Gundy. henryrichardson.com, Richardson, Henry. hermanskristahl.com, Kristall, Hermans. hotglassheilman.com, Heilman, Chris. hotislandglass.com, Richards, Christopher, and Lowry, Chris. ivolil.com, Lil, Ivo. jamieharris.com, Harris, Jamie. jeffgoodmanstudio.com, Goodman, Jeff. jkennethleap.com, Leap, J. Kenneth. catcherick.com, Kaczmarek, Edward. KIRKPATRICK-MACE.com, Kirkpatrick, Joey, and Mace, Flora. CraigKallenberger.com, Kallenberger, Craig. KoonStudio.com, Koon, John. LanceFriedmanSculpture.com, Friedman, Lance. LauraJohnston.com, Johnston, Laura. LeslieNolanGlass.com, Nolan, Leslie. LeslieNolanGlass.com %2F. LHotsky.cz, Lhotsky Studio. LondonGlassBlowing.co.uk, Leighton, Peter. MartinDonlin.com, Donlin, Martin. MongrainGlass.com, Mongrain Glass. NeilWilkin.com, Wilkin, Neil. NicholasLady.com, Lady, Nicholas. Nicholas.net, Weinstein, Nicholas. Orlina.com, Orlina, Ramon. PeterRouse.com, Peter Rouse. ReflectionsOf.com, ReflectionsOf.com. ReflectionSoft.com %2F. RichardLaLonde.com, Lalonde, Richard. Sandglass.com, Sand, Tolans. StacyNeff.com, Neff, Stacy. SteveLynSculpture.com, Lynn, Steve. StudioSaja.com, Longaker, Beverly Soja. Vitroglyph.com, Schroeder, Henner.